Right, Dawn coming in, 7:50, 7:47. Morning, Dawn. Oh dear, got your bra showing, can't see. Yeah, honestly, tidy up. Still see it. You're a bit scruffy. Do you want to start again? Look. Do you want to, can you hear me? You want to start again? It's putting me off.
I'll tell you what, I'll do something for you.
Can't have that. Yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, none of you noticed, but I did the whole show with my t-shirt on inside out. Not quite as bad as Dawn, I don't think, because nobody noticed, but I just noticed that straight away. Wonder what she's up to. She'll be back. I'll just pause it. Much better. Good. Glad you're sorted. Good. It's episode 94, Thursday, the 25th of June, 2020. How are you this morning?
I'll put you on mute.
If only you could do that in real life.
Yeah, that would be very handy. I am absolutely fine, thank you.
Good, good. Sorry about earlier with Oscar. I got all his food ready, put his pills out, his medicine on his food, and left it on the top, so he didn't actually get it. So
yeah, but he didn't bark at you, did he? He barked at me.
Yeah, got distracted by all my research I'm doing on this.
No, he knows who the most intelligent person is. It's not you, because you wouldn't notice. You just wondered why he wasn't eating. Me, I looked immediately, saw there wasn't a bowl, saw where it was, put it down, and he was happy. Honestly.
Well, on intelligence, I forgot to mention, Matt Weller had a little message for you, actually. He just wanted to see your reaction at the fact. The fact, apparently, is that 4/3 of people have trouble with fractions.
Yeah. Is that some sort of joke?
Yeah. And yesterday, we're doing this on Facebook. I was driving and heard that Ben and Jerry's ice cream, amongst a number of companies, are withdrawing their advertising on Facebook in response to Facebook's refusal or lack of interest in doing anything about online racism, hate, etc. But do you know how much money Facebook make from advertising each year?
Oh, I'd imagine it's obscene.
$30 billion.
Mm.
Amazing, isn't it? And that's why you get all these things pop up, you know.
Well, this is why I don't like Facebook. I mean, it's only because of lockdown that I'm using Facebook. As soon as we're out of this, or as soon as we stop, I follow you. But I mean, I haven't posted anything on my Facebook because, to be quite frank, I've got nothing to say apart from doing this with you, and that's just to sort of like really keep morale going, really, and a good, healthy discussion is good for you, but. I don't know.
Is you got nothing to say after 93 episodes? Yeah.
No, I meant that I've got nothing personally to put out there because I think I'm too busy living my life and I haven't got time for it all. That's what I mean. As opposed to something, and then why would I want to sort of like put a load of rubbish on there anyway? And because it's my name. People would know it was me, and that we've discussed all this before, but I don't like it. I'm sorry.
We'll get onto that, whether they know it's you in a second, because that's my subject for today. Right, music. We have another rollover, so we're looking for the link to Flash by Queen. Cunning this is, but I can play a little bit of the music to help them out today. They're all struggling yesterday, so here we go. See if it comes through. Could you hear that?
Yes, very clearly this time.
Weird. Maybe it's not considered music.
Oh, because it's almost like a clock ticking, isn't it? Maybe.
Clock ticking, yeah. Well, that's the longest clue we've ever had. But this is, I'm quite pleased with this one. We'll see whether they can get it. Anyway, plenty of feedback. Angie Crush, one of our lawyers listening, about the Vardy-Rooney escapade and the court case. Hopes Vardy wins and the money goes to charity. Doesn't know why they're really bothering with it, wasting their time over it. I agree. Graham Saker, he clarified, I'm glad he did, about the 80-20 failure rate at GEC Avionics plane components. He did actually clarify that they're not flight critical. So rest easy on that front.
I wasn't worried. You were the one who was worried because you thought, oh, but I mean, anyone who works in the aeroplane industry has to be very precise. There are rules and regulations. I mean, there have been so many large aeroplane accidents that there's, I'd imagine you're jumping through hoops every time you try and repair a plane, or should be, because you're risking people's lives.
Yeah. I couldn't do it. I'd leave all the food on the runway, wouldn't I? Or something like that.
Yeah, you'd be disastrous, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You need help full time, you do.
Yeah. 80-20 rule. Hubert from Canada. He's dealt in waste, apparently, and he can believe that 80% comes from 20% of their files they dealt with. So that's one thing. But he wasn't so sure about pollution. 80-20 rule of 80% of pollution is created by 20% of people. And I had a quick look at that. If you look at carbon dioxide, CO2 emissions, USA and China have, it's 15 of whatever the units are out of 35 worldwide. So a very large percentage. But they are the biggest, two of the biggest countries, of course. Surprisingly, United Arab Emirates and Australia per head are high up. Anyway, the Earth's population is getting on for 8 billion. 20% is 1.56 billion. China creates 18% of the carbon dioxide emissions. So I reckon if you could get it down per person, you wouldn't be far off, perhaps, of the 80-20 rule. Interesting one there. I suspect you're stunned by that, aren't you?
Well, no, I'm wondering what sort of pollution China are doing. I mean, I know that we've changed things like fridge and various other bits and pieces, but they flatly refuse to do anything like that. But, I mean, you wonder where it's all going to end, don't you?
Well, they've got 18% of the world's population, which is staggering, really, isn't it? Car accidents, we're talking about the 80-20 rule, and Grazia had raised the point of them happening near home. She said people aren't concentrating and they know where the speed cameras are. Also, she noticed that large number of fatalities caused by drink driving are near home as well, because people are just taking the risk to drive a short distance. Matt Weller points out there's a lot of distractions going on early on in your drive. Kids adjusting seat belts, lighting up cigarettes, doing your hair, makeup, sunglasses, sorting out the stereo, eating. I mean, there's a lot going on in Matt's car there. But,
you're not supposed to eat in the car, are you?
You're not, but there you go.
And to be quite honest with you, I think they should ban smoking in the car as well, because I do believe he's right. It is a distraction. Common sense doesn't prevail yet again. I mean, there are many subjects that you could come up with, and like common sense doesn't prevail. And I think, oh God, really?
Yeah. So be careful early on in your drives. Up your game a bit more, perhaps. Yeah. We have to, because otherwise we knock a cyclist off just driving out of our gate. Don't we? We haven't done that. Must say we haven't done that yet, but I'd nudge it out my nose.
No, and people should be more wary of driveways as well, because if a car's indicating, they could be going into their driveway, which is frequently happens with me, whereas I've got people walking around and I have to wait until they finish walking across the drive because they think I'm going somewhere else. But if they logically thought about it, there's only one place I could go.
Yeah. And finally, last bit came in this morning from Scott. He's having a break from working at the moment, so he's got a chance to catch up. He's chosen
the best week, hasn't he?
Yes, yeah. And he's looking forward to today's episode. doesn't want you getting too angry at the media and stuff.
I'm not really angry. I just find it a waste of time, and oh God, can't they find something better to report on?
Yeah. Well, here we go. I've been putting this off for a couple of days, but I've been Googling our viewers to see what comes up.
Oh,
You've got to be careful, because there's some genuine stuff on there, and there's other people with the same name who you could get confused with. And so I've just went through a few, starting with you, Dawn. Google Dawn Hookway. Okay, got any idea what pops up?
oh, God knows. I've never Googled myself.
You never
I
Googled.
never Googled myself. I haven't got a clue. Don't worry about it. I think because it's not me. Because I don't. I mean,
Don't tap the table, please. Yeah.
I don't know, because I don't literally use it. I mean, I've used it through lockdown. So I think I'm going to do.
Maybe you ought to find out. Because
What are they saying about me, Mark?
well, you could be a teaching assistant at Stoke Cannon Primary School. There's one called Dawn Hookway there, but that's the fake one. Okay. But all these videos come up early on your Google search.
Do they?
Yeah, yeah. You're under the coaches and team managers on the TAC Distance Runners website comes up. And from the UK Athletics website from 2013, they've got a little piece about you.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, yeah. That's early on in the Google search. I come up with Twitter. My pseudonym, or whatever you want to call him, is a sales director at Candy Toys. Apparently, there's a Mark Hookway, sales director there.
He's probably a genuine bloke. Who knows?
Oh no, they're all genuine. They're all genuine. Yeah.
I meant not genuine as on that. I meant he's probably nice. Maybe I should meet him.
Yeah. I had to check what sort of toys they were though, and they're all right. And also, there's a bit about an old podcast I used to do with Alexander and Pete Brenchley, etc. So that's all on there. Who else would you like to know about?
Well, whatever I find on Wikipedia, you have to be careful, whatever, on Google. So
That's good.
go on. I thought this was your section, so I'm trying not to interrupt.
Barry Royden, interesting one. Lots of running, of course. He could have been. There's a Barry Royden who's the chief of counterintelligence at the CIA for 5 years.
That's an alternative job, Barry.
Yeah. Barry is a fitness coach at Gillingham Football Club. Bit of a difference there, isn't there?
Ooh,
and intriguingly, Barry is on Football Manager 2020, which is the game, and he's got a salary on there of 200 quid. I guess you can select him. Barry might be able to fill us in on that. Gareth Southgate, the English manager's salary is £2,000 on there. You're stunned, aren't you?
You're talking about football.
Yeah, football. Yeah. Yeah.
It's not my favourite subject, is it?
Do you want another one?
One more, then we'll get on to something else.
No, we haven't got anything else. This is about the viewers.
Oh, right. Sorry. You carry on.
We're doing this for a couple of days, and then I'm going to do lessons in life that before we mop up 100 in the series, we ought to catch up on. Angie Crush, one of our lawyers. She's a partner at Thomas Mansfield for employer and employees work, and there's a good little video of Angie 8 years ago on there talking about charging fees for tribunals. See Angie before we know her, looking very serious. So no pole vault in sight. So that was a good little video. Who else have we got? Alan Buckle. I didn't realise Alan. He's such a good guy in the community. He's a governor at St Chad's College in Durham. He's also something to do with Wadhurst Parish Council. And he's also on Twitter. He keeps it secret. So I'm on the lookout to give Alan some voluntary jobs at the Athletic Club now. So he looks like a pillar of the community, Alan is. Didn't know that, did you?
No.
Steve Fury. What's going on there?
My printer is calibrating, and I have no control about it.
All right. I'll just check the time. Steve Fury, a director at Littleworth in Tunbridge, or he plays Ben Dingle in Emmerdale. Didn't know that.
Ben Dingle in Emmerdale.
Yeah, Steve Fury plays him apparently.
Can you get a bad part?
I'll leave it there. We'll come back to that tomorrow. I've got a few more. But if anyone's got any good ones about some of our viewers on Google, let me have them. And because people are hiding things under their bushel, so to speak.
Well, the thing is that a lot of people don't sort of like sing and shout out what they're up to, etc. They're too busy doing it, aren't they?
They are, yeah. Surprising what gets on there, though. Yeah.
The only people that constantly on, I think, social media are a little bit insecure, in my opinion, because they need to sort of like get it out there. I know you can put your little hand up and wave at me, but you started this, so I'm entitled to an opinion, and that's where I'm going to end. See you later, boys.
Okay.
And girls.
Yeah, girls. Got to say girls as well. Right. Cheerio then. See you all.